EJ Boxing Live here. EJ Boxing Live here.
How you doing, fight fans? EJ Boxing Live here in Neasden Boxing Club. Here with head coach Nick.
What's up, people? What's up?
Alright, so we've got some great news. Nick's just received his pro license from the British Border Control. Actually, was yesterday.
Yeah.
So Nick, tell us about the journey and tell us about what happened when you went into the board, if you can.
So, background, I've been doing this for about, God knows, 10 years or more now. And, you know, started off in amateur gyms, you know, like 18, 19, just training, knocking about, trying to, you know, do my own thing. And plus trying to say, you know, let me give back to the youth of the area. And, you know, fell in love with the whole concept of training boxers and, you know, training people to develop in the sport. I've always loved the sport, watched it from young with my dad. You know, I remember watching great fights with Tyson, staying up late at night and Tyson's knocking out mans in 30 seconds, you know. So, you know, over that time I said to myself, you know what, let me just learn the craft of what it takes to be a trainer, you know, what you need to do to get a boxer ready, and partly go through that journey myself. You know, I was never fortunate enough to compete myself, but, you know, it's been a wonderful experience for me just to be in and amongst, you know, amateur boxing for so long. You know, I've been at various gyms, you know, just learning my trade of experienced head coaches, learning things that have been invaluable to me now, that I'm still doing now, that I learned from day one. And, you know, I always said to myself about 6 years ago when, you know, I started working with a core group of fighters, something that I still have now, that, you know, I want to develop them as they go on through their amateur career, and when they get ready to look at the cusp of turning over pro, you know, I'd be ready to do that with them and be the trainer that takes them there. You know, it's been a long time coming. You know, I've had to be patient and learn the craft, and, you know, learn, you know, everything to do with boxing, not just an amateur side, but on a professional side. Watch and study the sport, learn how to coach different styles, you know, and also be, you know, I think the biggest thing is be open-minded as a trainer, to know the different techniques and different aspects from different coaches and different boxers that you may have. So yeah, it was crazy, it was mad. You know, I put my application in a little while back. You know, I remember, you know, I was folding up saying, you know when I'm gonna get my time to shine, my interview and that. And then I remember getting the email saying, yeah, look, it's this day. And I was like, the time's here.
Yeah.
You know, a bit of pressure and that, because I've been looking for it for a while. And, you know, yesterday I went through a variety of emotions during the day. You know, in the morning I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get this. I can't come back without it. And then on the way I was like, ooh, am I actually ready to get this? Do I know enough? But then, you know, on the way I was like, you know what? You're ready. You're gonna get this. What? You know, I got there, and there was a bit of a wait. I was running a bit late. You know, normally in your head you're like, oh, they're running a bit late. They have to see a lot of people. They might not be willing enough to see people and want to give people their license, give them time, or if you can't answer the questions as they want to, you know, you're not gonna get it. But the whole time I was there, you know, it was crazy. There was about 6 guys in front of me, and I mean, they've been in the pro game, you know, in amongst it for a while. Some are getting for their manager's license, some are going for their second license, and these are grown men who are old enough to be my dad, sweating. I mean, sweating, nervous about getting to see this panel. And obviously nervous energy sometimes spreads and makes you nervous. But I thought to myself, you know what, just keep your head in the game, you're ready, you know your stuff.
Yeah.
So, you know, my appointment was at 3, you know, I never got in there till about 5 to 3.
Whoa.
But as I was walking in there, I was like, you know, I'm really unconfident, walked in,
Yeah.
you know, spoke about myself, what I'm doing, and they asked me one question, and he answered it, and the chairman of the British Boxing Board was like...
What was that one question? What was the one question for the people listening?
The question that they asked was, you know, what's the most important thing for all boxers? What does all trainers need to ensure for their boxers?
Yeah.
And the tagline said is, you know, making sure that their weight management is effective. You know, if they've got to drop weight, you know, you do it sensibly using a diary, you know, and whatnot, and making sure, you know, making sure that they're not dehydrated, so that it impacts on their brain and stuff and activity like that. And, you know, I just said that, and he was just like, yeah.
You know your stuff.
You know your stuff, you're ready.
Yeah.
And then he asked me about, you know, what I've been doing in the amateur game. I spoke to him, I'm a head coach at amateur club at the moment.
Yeah.
You know, I've done a lot of work with you know, the ABA in terms of an official name of boxing. You know, been, you know, some of my boxers have gone on box internationally for London, so, you know, they was pretty impressed with what I've done.
Your resume, yeah?
Yeah, in the last couple of years. So
yeah.
I think that held me in good stead. And then they asked me a question about, you know, if you've got a boxer, you know, he needs to fight in 10 days and his weight is, you know, about 4 pounds over, what are you going to do? I said, realistically, you know, you have to look at, you know, the number of sessions you got in that last week to get it. And I said, realistically, if you can't do it, you don't do it because you're just going to endanger the boxer's career. And evidently, they're the ones that, you know, are the most important. And, you know, anything to do with activity in the brain, you know, and dehydration, blood swelling and whatnot.
Yeah, obviously,
shrinking of the brain, you know, is impactful. And I think at the moment, because of the whole
Nick Blackwell,
the guy in Scotland as well.
Oh yeah, the guy died in Scotland. Yeah, the British border. Yeah, they're on
so, you know, they were just happy with that. I was in there no longer than 10 minutes. I was out by 4 o'clock.
Wow.
4, and you know, it was like a relief. You know?
Well, it costs money. Well, let's get it right now. It costs money to go to them thing though.
It's expensive.
And there's no guarantee that you're gonna get your license.
There's no guarantee, and you know, my advice to everyone is, if you are gonna do it and you're serious about doing it, just make sure you know your stuff. You know, everything you do in the amateur game is a preparation for the pro game. I know they're completely different in, you know, aspects in terms of training and whatnot. But certain things like weight management, looking after the boxer, you know, seeing the doctor weighing and things like that are just elementary within boxing and they don't change.
Yeah.
And you know, the biggest thing that I got from that meeting yesterday was, you know, irrespective of who you know and who you may be signing with or doing your own thing, you know, they said just always go with what you feel is right and never ever compromise that, because at the end of the day you're the trainer and you'll be the one held accountable for your boxer that you're training. So for me, not only did I prove to myself that I was ready, but I also got so much from it, you know. You know, and my advice to anyone is, you know, if you are gonna go for it, you know, be confident that you are gonna get it. You know, they're not out there to trick you or slip you up. They just want confident people coming into the sport that's gonna look after boxers under their banner, you know, in a confident, professional manner.
Excellent.
And you know, it's not cheap, you know. There's no guarantees, but if it's something you want, you know, you'll put the graft in and the work in to ensure you get it. And, you know, I'm just grateful for the people I've worked with, the people I'm working with now, the experiences I've had, the things I've been through with boxers and whatnot. That's held me this day and got me to this point to where I am. So it's a massive thing for me, you know, the next step of my career, you know, hopefully for bigger and better things.
I was gonna say, this is what the point now. So you've got your license now. So you know you've got some up and coming good fighters at Neasden, and whether you're gonna looking to turn some of them over into the pros ranks.
Definitely. But I think for some of them, you know, we still need to make sure
develop them,
they develop a bit more, you know, their craft, you know, because they're essentially they're still amateur boxers. They're still developing, and even if they're in the league, they're still developing. And you know, it'd be really nice to get them, you know, going further in the tournament than they've been before. Those who've been in the final, you know, if they've won it, for them to go win it again. If not, for them to correct that wrong they've got and have a trophy or a championship underneath their name. You know, it's not everything, but it'd be nice for them because you know, boxers are confident guys and confident individuals. So they need that. But you know, for the next, you know, year or so, whatever it may be, I will be still developing these boxers and looking at them and then, you know, saying, you know, right, guys, this is the time, you know, let's make that transition over and, you know, getting them through their pro ranks and, you know, their pro debuts and going on with them, and hopefully one day. Yeah, you're going. Yeah, you got one day. 25 seconds left. Yeah, go. Hopefully one day when I get a pro trainer, a pro boxer out of it, a professional champ. All right, man. Well, Nick, man, we're obviously on Neasden Boxing Club. We can find you on YouTube, and we can find you. I'll put the website in the description box. Say 2 words to your fans, quick. Thank you. There you go, man. All right, EJ Boxing Live. Thanks so much, guys. Peace.
DJ Boxing Live here. DJ Boxing Live here.